I wonder if it only streams track 1 or something. And I wonder if changing it to that could fix it. I think I'm a genius. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, I'm smart. I'm actually really, really smart. Alright. Oh my god. That took way too long. I figured it out though. I needed to figure this out for whenever I stream TS Underswap with Kiki Plays, and I gotta do that for my favorite artist ever, Kuro. I say favorite. That's just my artist. I think it'd be kind of fucked up if he wasn't my favorite. What character do we want? We thinking Spampton? That's one of the best of bad Spampton. Spider-Man? Nico One Shot. Jay the Slop Frog. Bear 5. I'm thinking Metal Sonic? I might do Metal Sonic. I might do Mario. Let's do Mario. Master Chief? Yeah. I don't know what the latency is. I have a feeling that I'm a couple minutes in the past at least. But that's okay. It'll be okay. Ow. My goodness. I usually use my computer, but you know, this is just I want to do this more. I want to like just have random streams going on for just so there's something to watch on the Chaos Gods YouTube channel. Yeah, wait, do we have any mods in chat that can ban this person forever? Maybe not ban, but give him a good talking to. I don't need to see banana. I want to see what my awesome fans have to say. La 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 la. Yeah, random stream should be good for viewer engagement. Ow. I just entered what's known as college, so the Wi-Fi here, immaculate. It's actually incredible. If I could show off the Wi-Fi, you guys would piss your pants. I don't care if you mod for the Degenverse YouTube channel. I don't know you. if I saw like, I don't know, say Keiki Plays currently in chat, I would mod Keiki Plays. I would figure out how to mod, and I would mod Keiki Plays. Ooh, I like that Spark Boost one. I'm gonna take that. You should be a mod since you're my friend. Let me change that. Add as moderator? Yeah, why not? Managing moderator. Here you go. I don't... I already have a mic. Sorry. You're a little late to the party. I've had a mic for a while. I just realized. I think, I'm trying to think of when I met the mic, but if I recall, I think it was during the war. I think that's when it happened. Shout out to everyone who knows the war. Evil Mike. Are you the war Mike? If you're the Mike from the war. Oh, okay. Well, you should have began with that. Alright, adding, how do I... There we go, add as moderator. You could be a standard moderator. They're not spamming, but if they say if they say banana, or honestly, if they say any word that starts with B, give them an 86,000 second timeout. Aqua with a silly flower and marketable plushie. So many people in chat. I'm gonna try and do these random streams more, or just at all, honestly, because this isn't gonna be too long. I just realized what time it is, and oh wait, no, I don't have classes until, I'm trying to think of numbers, 1 o'clock, so I don't have to leave until like 12:30. In which case, I will have to start putting clothes on. Or, you know what? Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't put clothes on. Maybe maybe I'll just show up to class with no clothes on. I'm sure they'll allow that. It'll be fine. I have to play with a controller, which is, it's not the weirdest, but I don't usually play with a controller. Usually I have my mouse and keyboard. I have to play with a controller because what's my reason? My microphone arm is broken, and I currently have my microphone sitting on my desk, just right there. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you just mess with your microphone arm too much, where for some reason, the base where it's attached just cuts the pole. I'm not even lying. It cut the pole in half, and now I can't. It just doesn't fit into the base where you put the microphone arm. And there wouldn't be a place to set the microphone up here anyway. But until I figure out how to set my microphone up, I have it sitting on my desk. And because of that, I'll have to start playing video games with the controller. Shout out to everyone who plays video games with controller. Dapper, I know you're one of them. Dapper's a big controller gamer. I don't think I've ever heard of Dapper using a mouse and keyboard for anything besides, like, Marvel Rivals. But, I don't like using controller that much. I used to play on the Xbox, so you'd think I love using controller. You think that'd be my go-to. But... you know, it's fine. I like using my keyboard. I'm a keyboard warrior, I'd say. That's mostly because whenever I was a kid, I started playing Hollow Knight on controller. I have to respect that. Congratulations to Aqua the Silly Flower. Wow. Okay. Whoops. Did I say I was a keyboard warrior? I think it's exaggeration. I have not been paying attention to my health. I didn't even realize my health was getting low. And I forgot what I was gonna say. I have been so disoriented for the past few days. So forgetful, so, oh my god. I keep looking over a chat, and then I run into a random thing. This is why they say don't text and drive. Don't look at your second monitor and run. That should be the second thing they tell kids. Don't text and drive, and, you know, don't read chat while you're trying to avoid getting hit. That's just a bad idea. I did it again. I look over. I did it again. I remember the only reason I'm good at using a keyboard is when I was a kid, I played Roblox on the Xbox, and I was very worried that whenever I got a laptop and I had to use keyboard, I would be bad at Roblox. So what I did is I was bad at Roblox for a while, but I made sure to use keyboard for pretty much everything I did, because I didn't want to be bad at Roblox hobbies. I was already good at Roblox hobbies on a controller. And now, now I think I can't really play Roblox with the controller anymore. Mostly because playing Roblox on controller sucks. Shout out to everyone who knows what it's like trying to navigate Roblox's shitty UI. You press the sub menu button, and you know you try to select something, but in order to move the stupid little square across the screen, it selects the most random stuff that obviously shouldn't be selected. Is any of this good? Yuck. I'll take experimental autopilot. And you know what? For the bit, controller out of my hands right now. Okay. Please don't send me there into the. Okay. You know what? I'm putting controller back in my hands. That did not work. That did not do as I would have wanted it to. Okay. I guess I didn't actually want to. Oh my god. What? This fucking autopilot sucks. Actually, I regret taking this immediately. Oh my god. Help! It sucks. The autopilot's making it so I can't move. Is my controller dead? Oh, I see. That's what's been happening. What's my favorite music in Deltarune? Versus Susie. I think I've said this before. Versus Susie is probably one of my favorite. I don't have a place to set up to plug in my. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to plug in my. Oh god, please say these batteries are charged. What if they're not? If they're not, I have to plug in my other controller, which won't suck, but, okay, now it's working, I think. Is it? Why is there a delay? Why is this so bad? I think it's working again. I think that my controller is A-okay. It's just hard. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's moving. Ford Sanctuary? I like that one. Ford Sanctuary is probably one of my favorites. Holy Christ, this stupid. What is. Okay, you know what? Screw it. We don't even need the controller. Who cares? I'm gonna throw my hands across like the entire screen, and I'm gonna start playing the way I normally do, with keyboard and mouse. If anyone has a problem with that, just ban them. The odds of your theory being covered in a video, I don't know. I haven't recorded it a bit. This is the first time I'm using my microphone on YouTube in since moving. So I'll have Paul send me a bunch of comments later, and I'll read through them. Shout out to Paul, by the way. Oh my god. Every time I bring up Paul, someone just doesn't know who Paul is, and I feel so bad because, well, A, it's partially Paul's fault. I will victim blame a little here. Paul doesn't have Discord, Instagram, fucking Blue Sky. I don't even think Paul knows what a MySpace is. But Paul's my assistant, and he does pretty much anything I ask him. In fact, I've had Paul editing a ton of shorts recently because obviously I've been in college, so I want to do classes and stuff. Just huge love for Paul. If I didn't have Paul, you wouldn't have the Chaos Gods YouTube channel as successful as it is. I have Paul to thank for my 9,000 subscribers. Not you guys, Paul. And in case anyone's wondering, I do in fact pay Paul. Actually, once I got monetized, or not once I got monetized, once I give Paul like $50 out of my YouTube pay every. Wow, I forgot that does that. Every time I get YouTube pay. So for all of Paul's hard work, it's $50 a month, which is kind of baller if I do say so myself. I can pay Paul more once I start doing better. Speaking of pay and being paid, I'd like it to be known that recently I set up channel memberships, which is cool, because being in college means that I'm going to have $29,000 of debt, and if you don't know, $29,000 is a little bit of money. It's a bit more than I would want to owe. So Ooh, I do in fact play Geometry Dash. I love Geometry Dash. I don't know what to say my hardest level is, because it's been a while since I've played, but I have not beaten any demons yet. I've tried to do club step, and I've gotten to like 80% in club step. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Being $29,000 in debt, it's not the coolest idea to have to deal with. So I have channel membership set up now, and hopefully people will give me money so I don't have to be in debt forever. Yeah, that's why you're not going to college. I figured. Paul is Mike. I've actually heard that before. That's a funny joke we have. Paul's just my mic, and wow, I should have taken damage there. Thank you, autopilot. But yeah, Paul's just my mic. I shout at Paul, or I used to. Since moving to college, Paul hasn't been in the same room as me for a while. I have to invite Paul over at some point, but I'll also have to give Paul my schedule. Speaking of being in a dorm, I'm super lucky that right now I do not have a roommate. He said, having a roommate was scary. Not because it's someone I don't know. It's, ooh, what if this is someone who's here all the time and hates the fact that I'm a YouTuber? What if they get like really upset at me recording? What if I try and stream and they're just back there in the background going like, yeah, what would I do then? If Paul's my mic, then who's my Spamton? Dapper, who is currently AP James right now. Could you change your YouTube name to be Dapper Spy so people know who I'm talking about? Yeah, Dapper Spy is my Spamton. I'll die on that hill. I say that because there is definitely a situationship. Ooh, what if I get a roommate and they're subscribed to the Chaos Gods YouTube channel? You know what? That's got to be a dream come true for the roommate and a nightmare for me. I think I'd be terrified if I met my roommate and they were just like, you're Chaos Gods? Why didn't you read my theory? Could you imagine? Like, I get a roommate and the first thing they do is just, okay, so I had this Deltarune theory that Sham is actually the Forgotten Man. Now, why do I say this? This Hall of Fame message that belongs in a museum, the best message on the server. These messages were picked by various moderators, so appearing here is a great achievement. What does that mean? Paul's the reason you found me? Oh, you got here from one of the Paul shorts? That's sick. Yeah, I gotta make more Paul shorts. Paul appreciation is, it performs surprisingly well, but it's also just, I want to appreciate Paul. I want everyone to appreciate Paul. That would be worse than hating my YouTube. I think someone. I tell you, I basically just copied Pixel Worldians. That's what I've done so far. I've just made my ranting shorts, but after a while, you know, I ran out of stuff to rant about consistently. So whenever I don't know what to rant about, or I don't have my own theory to upload, I'll just cover a theory from my comments. That's what Pixel used to do. Pixel used to, I am the Tenna, but Pixel is, ow. Oh my god. Pixel used to cover theories. That's how I found Pixel. It's actually how Pixel and I became friends. I'll talk about this in a live real fast. Pixel Worldians. I was a viewer, and I think it was at one point she made a video going, hello, Internet. If you want to talk to me, Pixel Worldians, you are gonna have to come to my DMs. DM me your theories. And I thought, I can only see this as an opportunity. So I decided, yeah, I'll DM Pixel Worldians my theory. You kind of miss Pixel's yapping? They're coming back, I think. They're trying to, at least. She has a bunch of editors she plans on giving work to, but I think she's bad at it. I think she's really bad at giving her editors something to do, because every time they just edit comic dubs, and I don't even know. God, can I just complain about Pixel Worldians for a second? She edits so much. Like, most of the time, when she's on call, she's editing, or sometimes I'll be like, hey, Pixel, you want to talk since we're, like, best friends? And she'll be like, sure. Then she'll join the call, and she won't pay attention because she's editing. And it's like, I gotta respect the hustle, you know? But at some point, I want you to remember that you have, like, 4 people you're training to become editors. Just give them something to do and stop editing all the time and talk to me. I'll complain about that to Pixel's face one day. I don't feel like it because, well, right now I'm streaming, and I also just feel like that's a mean thing to tell someone. Stop working and pay attention to me. If the solution is just, I don't have to, I'm alone for a little bit. I don't want to edit videos for Pixel. I edit my own videos. You hate autocorrect? Did it autocorrect Pixel to the correct Pixel? That's funny. I do edit a lot. If you ask anyone I know, if you ask the people I know in chat right now, they could attest. I do in fact edit a lot. Not as much as Pixel though. Pixel gets like 6 shorts out per day, every fucking day, 6 shorts, and I get it. You know, when you love your job, you never work a day in your life, but I also love my job, and sometimes it does in fact feel like I'm working, and Death asked if Paul was ready, said no, and I'm trying to read, but this is like texting and driving. It's kind of difficult because I'm looking back and forth. Death asked Paul if he was ready. Paul said no, and Death left Paul since Paul doesn't die. That's so real. I love Paul. If Paul ever dies, I'm gonna have to find a new editor and someone who screenshots my comments for me, and someone who. Am I about to crash? It's possible I'm gonna die. I picked one of the worst, not one of the worst items, but one of the least beneficial. Pixel's cat mic voice? I don't know Pixel's Pluie voice. I know Pixel's Batat is something like
It's me, Batat. I'm out here Batatting it. Hey Tenna, it's me, Batat.
I like it. Pixel uses that voice for Batat all the time, which is, it makes sense, but in my humble opinion, I see a difference between Batat voice and Mike voice, and in one of like the only comic dubs I've ever done, at least on my channel, the way I see it, Mike, when Batat's dressed as Mike, he talks sort of like in the mobster voice, like, hey Tenna, you gonna give me, what the fuck? Hey Tenna, can I get a raise? Tenna, what the fuck are you doing, Tenna? As soon as you know, Batat takes the mic voice, the mic hat off. It's
me, Mike. It's me, Batat. I'm Batat. I'm Batatting it. I'm Batat.
I'll have to. I think so. Wait, the only time I recall hearing Pixel's Pluie voice was. It was some comic where Pixel asked me to do. We're pulling out Nico one shot. Screw it. Where's Nico one shot? Right here. Where the joke was. I'm trying to think because I'm also reading chat and I'm. Sunset of the Seven Suns. That's a good one. I think it's actually very underrated. I know people I don't remember who it is, but they're in the Deltarune creator Discord server, and they think that Sunset of the Seven Suns is the best song in the soundtrack. I don't I don't agree it's the best song. I do like it a lot, but I do agree with their point that people like battle themes way too much. I get battle themes are good and all, but like area themes go crazy. One of my personal favorite themes in Undertale isn't a battle theme. It's core. Core is one of my favorite themes ever because it's it's a combination of a lot of the really good themes in Hotland, because obviously you have themes from another medium. You also have what's the bum 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 bum. Ooh, I just realized whenever I start singing core, anyone know Undertale the musical? That was my jam as a kid. I don't think it's as good now, but ooh, every time I think about uh every time I think about Undertale music, I always think of the lyrics for Undertale the musical. So whenever I think, welcome human to the Holland's core, the source of all our power, named by our great hunky king Asgore, fueling us every hour. One of the biggest songs that I would find myself singing was the ooh, what was it? Ooh, Spark Boost pickup, and this is just 50% luck. I don't think I need luck right now. But one of the songs I'd find myself singing a lot was the Spider Dance one. Welcome to your nightmare. Sorry, but there's not the beginning. Hold on, what's the part I sing a lot? It's only me, your friend Flowey. Won't you join the dance? I'm trying to think of the lyrics. I'm blanking. I'm doing this combination of talking, running, and thinking, and reading chat all at the same time. There's a Deltarune the musical. I thought it was Deltarune the not musical because I actually don't know why, but I recall it just being Deltarune the not music. Is there a musical for it, like a full thing? I would assume the musical would come out like once the whole game is out, because they took a lot of creative liberties in Undertale to make the playthrough seem as neutral as possible. I don't mean neutral as a neutral route. I mean neutral as in all the decisions that the player would have made are changed. I think, like, I don't remember the Undyne Date song, but I don't recall ever choosing the human ever choosing a right. No, it's straight for the T, isn't it? And then for the Papyrus Date section, it's wow, you immediately went for my hats. And as a present for you, well, how about that? Cartoon beatbox rap battles? No, not rap battles, just battles. What, like that one with Batman? Is that the one made by the guy who did the Charlie Morningstar hideaway thing? My favorite Chapter 5 Deltarune character? That's a good one. Oh my god. If I have to pick between the flowers, I'm honestly not sure if what to say my favorite is, because I'm a huge fan of Yellow. Obviously, I love cowboys. I loved Woody growing up. I also love Seth a whole lot. Aqua's cool. I think Aqua's like a creature. I love creatures. Seth, however, whenever I hear the name Seth, I first think of Seth MacFarlane, and then I think of Seth from Silk Song. So I can appreciate the name Seth. My favorite toenail? It's just a good one. So a while ago, I was thinking about my toes. I was like, oh man, my toe. And I don't. What am I supposed to say to this? What do you want? My favorite toe. My favorite skunk song. Um, I'm gonna be so honest. I made a digital circus ship post, and that was how I found horror skunks. To this day, my favorite horror skunk song is Sahor. You know, ratatatatung, 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 tung tung Sahor. I love it so much. Yeah, apologies to anyone who hates Tung 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 Sahor. I like to do this thing where whenever something pisses people off, I enjoy it a lot because it pisses people off. And for a while, I just unironically liked Tung 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 Sahor. It was for the reasons of it pissed people off, but liking Tung 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 Sahor, even just because people hate it, is still liking Tung 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 Sahor. Ooh, we're in the Gray Lands. What the fuck? Minus 400 sparks? I worked so hard for that money. Oh, I love horror skunks. I think one of the second things I saw was Tralalero Tralala Sad Origin Story. I think of it so often because it's just like any regular sad origin story thing where it's, you know, it's you have the character, some bad shit happens to them. But for some reason, I don't know why, the Tralalero Tralala Sad Origin Story ends with, and this is a spoiler alert. So if you plan on watching Horror Skunks' Tralalero Tralala Sad Origin Story, cover your ears for a bit. It ends with the guy who raised Tralalero Tralala going into a sushi place and eating sushi, and then coughing up a Nike shoe, and then it's like Tralalero because Tralalero got like chopped into sushi. But the thing that always confused me is that right after that, some text pops on screen saying that like every year 10 million fish die from pollution. And I don't know. That's just really funny to me. I don't know why on earth it just randomly turned into a PSA for fish. But the fact it did is hilarious. The Tad C models for horror skunks are hilarious. I love them. One of the horror skunks lines I think of so often is Kaufmo the clown being depressed, and I think he's in jail. And he's just like, I don't want to be alive anymore. I shouldn't laugh at that. Suicide is no joke. Okay, can we change the topic from horror skunks, please? As much as I love horror skunks, I don't think viewers who scroll into this short want to hear me talking about Tralalero Tralala and suicidal Kaufmo the clown. People want to talk about what if chaos was the night? Oh my god, I had a short about that. Murder Drones? I want to watch Murder Drones too. I always intend to watch. Murder Drones is one of those things I always like intended to watch, but for some reason I just never got into. To this day, I haven't watched Murder Drones. If you could open a dark fountain, where would you make it? That's a really good question. Where do I think the most interesting place for a dark fountain would be? I assume you don't just mean like in hometown. I'm going to assume you mean just anywhere. So I would open a dark fountain at a Toys R Us. Like, you know how cool that'd be, going to the toy store? Could you imagine opening a dark fountain in like one of the random aisles? And let's assume for the purposes of this, you now just have like an entire Toys R Us is a dark world. A, that would be the biggest fucking dark world ever. B, could you imagine all the darkners? Let's say we open the Toys R Us Dark Fountain. Who do you think the secret boss would be? If I had to assume, it would be like... Ooh. Don't watch Tad C. It's cringe and weird, and the people are weird. I don't like when people say that the... So, Digital Circus, I don't think that's cringe. The people being weird, I think they're just kids. Buzz Lightyear. You know what? Yeah, Buzz Lightyear is the Toy Story, is the Toys R Us Dark World secret boss. Yeah, if you see anyone like calling an entire thing cringe or weird, just get them out of here. Hide them. I don't agree that I don't agree that any sort of media is inherently cringe. I think how people react to it is where you get cringe. Telling people don't watch Digital Circus is just inherently wrong, I think. That one 2016 Frisk vs. Sans animation? What do you mean, which one? There is a lot of Sans fights out there. Are we thinking of the one that had the metal version of Megalovania in the background? Or the new guy who took over all the Toys R Us? Really? Someone took over Toys R Us? I haven't kept up with Toys R Us in a while. Ooh, you just ate? That reminds me. I should probably get food soon. I'm kind of a food fan. I wouldn't say I'm as big a food fan as, like, most of my friends. I say that because one of my friends, I'm just gonna out you right now, Dapper ate school food. I think school food's fucking gross, but Dapper would eat it because, well, food is food. I respect that. You want to eat food? Go ahead and eat your food. But when I see school food, my instinct is to just, you know, pretend I'm not eating school food. Oh, they're Ollies? That's what happened at Toys R Us? What the heck? Water is better than food? I'll agree with that. I've gotten really into drinking water lately. I say lately. I've been a water drinker for about 3 years. Because I realized, man, drinking soda, being on my computer every day, making YouTube videos, I feel like such a fucking chud. Cannibalistic human underground dweller? What's the H stand for again? Dapper, you know this. What does the H in chud stand for? I can't do backflips. I'm sorry to say that backflips are not wait. Nope, those are front flips. I can't do backflips. If I could, I still wouldn't probably because that's scary, but if I could do backflips, I'd be flexing that knowledge every day. H stands for humanoid. Okay, thank you. Yeah, cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. That's the definition of chud, and apparently it came from like an 80s sci-fi movie. I plan on watching that someday. I'm gonna be doing movie nights over on my Discord, which you can access from. Someone send the invite to my Discord, please. If anyone wants to join the movie nights on my Discord server, I will create a movie ping roll or an event roll, and then we can have people who want to be part of events. Apologies to all the true fans on my Discord server. That's a role, true fans. Shameless Discord plug. It. Why did I deactivate the comments on my Deltarine video? I got tired of them. Like, I'm gonna double down on what I did. Yeah, Dubs was just like some random 16-year-old, but everyone's acting like I'm attacking some child. Okay, so A, Dubs is like a year younger than me. There's nothing to it. It's not like I'm attacking some 14-year-old. B, a lot of people believed Dubs, including my friend Shine, and the fact that Shine believed Dubs just made me think, oh my god, this person's an idiot. It made me not like Shine for a while. And then also, could you imagine if they got any farther? Could you imagine, like, fucking... Could you imagine lying about being Toby Fox's child and then having to go into adulthood with that? I don't respect Dubs. They have problems, obviously. No one would just go and lie about being best friends with Toby Fox since they were 14 and working on Deltarune since they were in middle school and riding the entire weird route. But at the same time, every time I learn about Dubs, I always just find out they're a worse person. Like, whenever I talked to them after the video came out, I got them to admit they were lying, and at first I was like, am I tired right now? For my shorts, I put on the YouTuber voice. But back to the Dubs thing, I'm not gonna talk about what I've heard, but every time I hear about Dubs, someone will tell me someone will tell me some worse information about them, and I always just think, oh my god, it's impossible to feel bad for this person. Yes, they very clearly have problems, but they okay, I will say one thing. Faking your suicide to your close friends is not a nice thing to do to someone. That's been on my mind for a while. Fucking, you don't fake your suicide. That's not a nice thing to do. And they also did it again. Like, they did that after the video release. They pretended they killed themselves. They went to their Accented Candles website and they changed the thing to be unfortunate news. One of the members is dead now because someone had spread misinformation about them. Oh yeah, I see people in the chat. Yeah, no, they faked their suicide to some of their close friends. That's something I learned whenever after the video came out, and someone like came and said, "Hey, you've heard from Dubs? We haven't heard from Dubs in a while. In fact, last we heard, Dubs killed themselves." Or no, they didn't hear Dubs killed themselves. They told me that Dubs faked killing themselves and made them worry for a while. That's just not cool. I can't. Oh, could you imagine if they were into stream right now? Can I just say, they are huge Chaos Gods fans. For like the longest time, they would be like DMing me. I ignore them. I ghosted them. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm really nosy, I would have blocked them, but I don't respond to them ever. And they keep messaging me, and at first it was just teasing me because I turned the comments off on my video, which happened because a lot of people were pointing out, come on, Dubs is just a kid, why should I care? And I just got tired of reading that. I did that randomly one night because I just don't like receiving backlash, honestly. I don't like criticism. If I find out that I did something wrong, I'm going to think about it for a while. So that's pretty much why. I got really off topic there. That's not the question I meant to ask. Sorry. I needed to rant about Dubs publicly. I needed it off my conscience. I think that person's a rabbit hole that so far only me and Pixel were able to go down. And I guess Shine too. Shine was also part of the other thing, since Shine was the reason I even met Dubs. I try to make good Undertale and Deltarune videos. I do my best. if I could brag about my videos recently, I used to, I think I used to, I'm saying I think. I'm doing this thing, again, I'm reading chat, I'm playing Haste, and I'm trying to rant. I'm doing a good job, don't get me wrong, but that's why I start pausing every once in a while. My videos used to suck. If you go to like any video older than how long was that last pressure video? uh any video after that just kind of, it's me learning to edit. Obviously I'm still learning a lot of tricks to editing, but the way I see it, every video I had before, you know, my Mario Maker video, my pressure video, my dubs video, and that newest video where I rant about YouTube sucking, that's me sort of knowing what I'm doing. Everything before that is me learning, okay, how do I make videos that are watchable? Thank you. I try to do a good job. It's nice to hear that from fans. Whoa. I mean, you like a lot of my old videos because I showed them to you. That you're allowed to like my old videos. If you go back and you say, "Wow, this this Flumpty Bumpty video is kind of crazy," actually, more power to you. If there's any old videos I can recommend, I always typically recommend the video where I play Minecraft with my ex, the video where I play Mario 64 with my high school sweetheart. Let's see. Is there any more? Those are the two videos I liked. I don't want to recommend pressure videos because, well, I'll be so honest. While I got monetized because of pressure, pressure was just something I was doing because I thought I liked pressure. I liked playing pressure. But nowadays, I'm just not a Roblox fan anymore. And if I were to play pressure nowadays, it would just feel weird because obviously there was a whole drama that went down a bit ago, and that was why I stopped playing pressure. Can I complain about that for a bit? One of my best videos, one of the first real video I made that felt like a real YouTuber would upload it, was one of the pressure updates. It was like one of the last videos I made. And then as soon as the video came out, as soon as I got it done, fake allegations came out against Zeal. And at the time, there was a lot of the evidence is misrepresented from what I remember. What Keiki Plays told me, summarized it, is that, let's see if I recall. I don't want to spread misinformation. The former music artist had a friends with benefits relationship with Zeal, and used evidence from being friends with benefits to stage an assault, or represent it as an assault in the fake allegations thing. Which, whenever those came out, because they used evidence that seemed real, I believed it. I read the entire thing one night and I thought, oh my god, this is not what I wanted to do. And then it was a gross situation, and I quit playing pressure. Yeah, the allegations were fake. I don't think I never told you that, Dapper. I thought I did. Maybe I did, and maybe you forgot. Maybe I didn't, and maybe you didn't forget. Maybe I just never told you. But yeah, the allegations ended up not being true. Zeal is innocent. Unless there's more stuff I don't know. Again, I haven't looked into the drama since I read that entire fucking document from the artist. What's friends with benefits? Didn't Zeal try to do the lake thing? Is that what people say for suicide nowadays? I thought that was Snowgrave. I thought people used Snowgrave to mean Uh, if I say this on stream, it's gonna. I thought people used Snowgrave as their saying suicide. I guess the lake thing is, yeah. I guess the lake being counted as suicide makes sense now. Is my OC based on Chris? I guess I'll talk about my OC a little bit. Whenever I played Stardew Valley, that was like the very first time I had a character creator that could make my skin any color I want. And I thought, well, heck, I'm gonna be blue. So I made my character blue, and I called it a slime girl, and I thought that was funny. And now, anytime I have full character customization, I always make my character blue and a slime girl. And eventually, I needed to come up with Sona for my YouTube channel, because obviously, I could have just used my face. I really did like the... I was a fan of having a Sona, because I thought that'd be cool. I decided to use the slime girl I used to represent myself in, like, every game ever. And through that, the artist I got to draw it is Kuro. I love Kuro so much. I think on YouTube it's Eclipse 4 Chaos, but I just call him Kuro because that's what I call him. Have I face revealed before? So I have to say yes, but I guess to do a little bit of more explanation to that, my face was never really a secret, but I think one of the oldest videos to feature my face, I think I took down a lot of videos that had my face in them, but one of the oldest videos to feature my face is an April Fool's video. I have to explain this is an April Fool's video first, because the video is titled, I tried gooning, parentheses, I went to hell. You can go find that video if you want. I typically don't go back to rewatch it, but I made it for April Fool's once, and I thought it was funny. You would not believe the fear I felt when I went to D&D once, and our DM just said, so, question, what is gooning, and why would you go to hell for it? And I felt my heart start beating in my butt for a second. That was scary. I wonder if DM the David ever checks on my YouTube channel. It'd be cool. Chaos Goons? Please don't call me that. I do play D&D. I did. I don't think I'll get back into it for a while, but I played D&D with Dapper and a few other people. It was really fun. David, if you're watching this, hi. Rocket boots, fragment boost, and I guess health for speed. I'll do that. Noah Goonjamin Jones? Why are we talking about Noah now? Are you gonna... Oh, there's cactus everywhere. Oh my god. I look away for 1 second. What the Okay, are you gonna get on a Magic the Noah game show? I don't think I know Magic the Noah. The only Noah I know is Noah Benjamin Jones. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh my god, I have taco. No wonder. So I should get health for just having a perfect landing. I should also get health for being fast, which I can get fast if I make use of my spark boots. Okay. Okay, I'm picking up the run. I'm winning. I'm winning. What did I miss? I had to pick up my run again so I don't just die to cactus. Oh my god. Wow. I hate desert levels. Desert levels are the easiest levels to get hit in when I stop paying attention. I do watch Doug Doug. I'll admit, I'm a Doug Doug fan. Not as big a Doug Doug fan as Noah Benjamin Jones, though. Noah Benjamin Jones was a Doug Doug fan back when Doug Doug had like 10,000 subscribers. Massive props to Noah Benjamin Jones for that. I'll never be as big a Doug Doug fan as Noah Benjamin Jones. Who, yes, I am doxing his full name on stream. Grund. So I know that's a combination of grooming and gooning, but for some reason I think of Gru from Despicable Me. Yeah, Doug Doug is fake retired. There's so many fake retired YouTubers out there where they say they're retiring and then they just start uploading to their second channel. I respect the hell out of it. One of my biggest inspirations for what I want to be when I retire is Peanut Butter Gamer, who doesn't upload to the Peanut Butter Gamer YouTube channel often anymore. There was a new video like yesterday. I gotta watch it. It's about gambling in non-gambling games. But Peanut Butter Gamer nowadays just uploads mainly to the Peebs channel and just eats food. It's just food challenges. It's just videos like eating Chef Boyardee for a week, eating frozen pizzas for a week, eating McDonald's for a week did well, I think. I'm a huge Peanut Butter Gamer fan. I used to watch PB and Jeff. I think the only PB and Jeff video I remember seeing is PB and Jeff playing Road to Canada. I didn't know Road to Canada was. I still don't recall exactly. I think Road to Canada is a game where it's a zombie apocalypse, and you have to get through like all of America, and once you get to Canada, that's when you're safe because they have a cure for zombie in Canada. Maybe it's not even zombie apocalypse. Maybe it's just there's COVID-19 came out. Lindsay Bushes. You're gonna have to comment your theory somewhere I'll see it if you want me to go out on my way to find it, I'll be honest. I look through my comments sometimes to get theories. Usually I just have Paul do that, and I don't know Paul's method for getting theories. Maybe his most interesting one. Maybe he just wants to reach a quota and give me something to record. Shout out to Paul again. But yeah, comment it somewhere either I or Paul are gonna see it, which is usually a YouTube post. I check the comments on my YouTube posts usually because I don't get as many comments on YouTube posts than I do on shorts. Thank God for that. I still love having a place where I can read every single comment on a post. Okay, great. I will look at it later. The roaring has started, and I choose 2 people to bring the world's edge. Ooh. If I'm in the roaring, okay, I gotta bring Pixel because Pixel's like my friend. And let's see. I'm gonna bring Zavok. Y'all know Zavok from Zavok's like the best character in Sonic, by the way. I don't know how to describe. Oh my Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Sorry. Zavok is like one of the best characters in the Sonic universe. I don't know how to describe it. He's just so fucking cool. If I ever see Zavok, like even just a Zavok cosplay, I'm going to get arrested, and you can decide what that means. Chaos Worldians. Hello, rules. Mettaton works with Gaster theory? That would be interesting. What if that's the what do you two think? Mad Mew Mew and Mettaton? Ooh, Mighty's pretty interesting. I wish I knew about Mighty. I have to play the the Chaotix games now, so that I can appreciate Mighty. I would say Sonic Mania Plus, but I don't think I can get the love for Mighty if I just play via. I could get better love for Mighty if I play the games Mighty's from. What is the other one? The one that's kind of like Tails, but is not Tails. I don't actually know. Was it just something like Glide? Felix? Probably not Felix. TF2 sandwich. Why are we typing sandwich? Did I miss something? Oh, was there a sandwich in the items and I just didn't grab it? I already forgot all the no, not Blaze. I'm talking about they're the other bonus character in Sonic Mania Plus, the one that's not Mighty. You have the choice to save either them or Mighty, and then obviously you save both of them, but I'm pretty sure your choice just impacts who you start playing as immediately. You can play as both though. They have the gliding mechanic, which was similar to the Mario World cape flying. My favorite indie game. So easy answer, Undertale. I love Undertale to death. That is my favorite game ever. I can't express my love for Undertale in words. I would need to find Toby Fox, and as much as I would want to kiss him on the lips, I would respect his personal boundaries. That's how much I love Undertale. Whoa. Ray! Oh my god, thank you. Ray and Mighty, that's who they are. Why is Mighty have like an actual like Sonic character name? But Ray is that's just Ray. Everyone knows Ray. Whenever I hear Ray, I think of Captain Man from Henry in Danger. Anyone here know Henry in Danger? Not Henry in Danger, Henry Danger. We're still sandwich posting. Did I miss something? This is so interesting. There's a lot of names in chat I recognize. I guess this is what it's like being a YouTuber with fans. Henry Danger was one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows. Not Nickelodeon. Dan Schneider show. Oh my god. I love Captain Man and Kid Danger. Whenever you rewatch the series, you realize, oh my god, these guys are not heroes. These guys are pricks. Like, don't get me wrong. I think everything they do is justified. Unless... Oh my... Can I talk about, like, my favorite episode of Henry Danger real fast? Anyone remember the episode? I remember this only airing once. During the, It was during the 2016 election, right? And the way it went was, you can vote for the radical red chip or the bodacious blue chip. And I remember the whole fucking episode being about how it's everyone's like opinions on what chip they stand for. You had the older characters like Captain Man, who loved the radical red chip, and then you had Henry, and I actually don't know if Jasper had a favorite chip. I think Henry and Jasper's favorite chip was a bodacious blue chip. It is very fucking obvious that this is like left and right wing politics. You have like Republican red, Democratic blue. So, oh my god. One of the craziest lines in that episode is, it was Schwaz, who is Captain Man's immigrant assistant, pretty much, who liked the bodacious blue chip. I don't remember what he said, but it was something like,
I really like the dish at Luce, but it fits a lot. It serves a lot of my craves. It benefits me.
And then Captain Man. Oh boy, I love Captain Man. Just looked at Schwaz, his immigrant employee, and said, "You shouldn't even be allowed to vote."
What do you mean by that? You know exactly what I mean.
It was a crazy episode. There's a reason I recall that episode airing once in 2016 during the election, because I have to imagine people were upset by the episode. In the end, I'm pretty sure what happened was Captain Man and Kid Danger start like fighting each other with chip cans, and it ends with the chip factory just exploding. Which, you know what? I think that that's cowardice from Dan Schneider. Dan, you should have aired out your political beliefs on the show. You should have taken a stance. I'm 90% sure that that episode wouldn't have affected any kids. We're talking about Henry Danger, by the way, real Cali. I'm 90% sure that episode wouldn't have affected any of the kids' political beliefs, but oh, it's just really funny. I love that show. Crazy Town with Sporticus and the We're Number One song. I used to watch that show before. I don't really have a before when I watched it, but I did definitely. I watched it. I watched it a lot. It was a good show. I'd say I'm a fan of it. Oh god. I don't want to die. How far am I? Level 30? And I don't even have like infinite speed yet. God, I'm such a fake Haste fan. Superhero family and the father ate like a 20k calorie bomb of meat. Is that the Thundermans? That's kind of the only show I remember of a superhero family. The Thundermans was pretty cool. That was a Disney XD show, wasn't it? Because you had Dan Schneider, who made all the shows on Nickelodeon, and then you had whoever else. I don't know who made the Disney XD live action sitcom shows, but I used to watch Thundermans. If I recall all those shows, I think they had Game Shakers. They had the Thundermans. Ooh. Wait, was that even Disney? What if the Thundermans was Nickelodeon and I'm just an idiot? Because if I recall, Game Shakers and a Thundermans both did a crossover with Henry Danger. It was just Disney Channel? Okay. Oh dear God. Ow. Help! And Nico One-Shot's dying! Oh, I need... Can I even outrun the roaring? Oh my god. Ow! You asshole! What the fuck? Oh, Nico One-Shot's gonna die again. This is lovely. This might be the end of Nico One-Shot's run, y'all. If I hit another vine, I'm dead. I hate these vines because they're like the only obstacles that you can actually hit. And if I hit one, I'm probably dead. There's not much I can do. Sparks? Okay. Uh-oh. Come on! The roaring is really close. I don't want to die to that. I'm gonna have to focus for a little bit while I make sure I don't die to the roaring and keep the run going. Oh my god, it's right there. A little more sparks. Can I get my speed, please? I kind of depend on picking up sparks for my speed. I'd really love if I got like the money trough or something. Or whatever it is that gives me the speed based on how much sparks I have already. There we go. Here's where I get speed. What's the lore of haste? The universe is imploding. We don't know why. We do know why. Something about a disruption somewhere sort of sprinkled out and became a bigger problem on every other plane of existence or every other timeline or something like that. So the entire universe is gonna just fucking explode, implode, and die. That's what the roaring is back there. Wow, I'm bad at this. I think that's the lore of haste. It's been a while since I've beaten it, so I probably couldn't tell you. Like an incursion? Yeah, kind of like an incursion. You know what's funny? I know incursions are like a Marvel thing, but I only learned about it from MatPat's video on the Spider-Verse. Anyone here remember watching MatPat like avidly? I definitely did. I was a MatPat fan. I tried to watch all the MatPat channels, but I didn't. Eight viewers, is that where we're at? I didn't realize. I'm just out here reading chat like I... That's probably numbers. I'll appreciate the number 8. I like 8 viewers. Oh goodness. 7, 10. Okay, I guess I won't. I'm not gonna care about the viewer numbers. Actually, it's changing. It fluctuates. I think it's because it's also a short. Is it a short right now? It might be a short right now. I have it dual streaming. Food theory the most? God, you really are a food fan. I like food theory. I remember the first few episodes of Food Theory being a really good introduction to the Food Theory channel. Do you remember whenever just the craziest things that everyone thought that MatPat's new theory channel was going to be like, you know, book theory or just some other form of media. And then MatPat came out of the works and said, "Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory." Yeah, that was insane. there was a lot of like eye rolling and really, MatPat, food. What could you possibly have to say about food? And it turns out a lot. Like every game theory channel is still going on strongly, not strongly, but. Ugh. You know what? Terrible admission to make. I do not care about the game theory channels after MatPat. Respect to the hosts. I love the hosts, but oof. Just I miss MatPat. I say that because MatPat is the reason I even bothered doing Deltarune theories. I've managed to do pretty much a lot of what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I've made rant videos complaining. I've made gaming videos that I've wanted to do forever. Wow. What the crazy? Okay, I guess I'll take this. From game theory to ChatGPT theory. Are they accused of using AI or something? Or is there a theory about AI? What does that mean? I just can't watch the new people. I miss MatPat too much. You're so right. MatPat made the channel. The fact that, like, it's not MatPat's channel anymore is just... That's wrong. To me, at least. Ow. Oh god, I'm in the roaring. Help. Help Nico One Shot. Guys, you have to like, comment, subscribe, and buy my membership to help Nico One Shot right now. Oh my god. Jesus, can I just... Get me out of this damn thing. Holy crap. Oh my god, it worked. People subscribed and I saved Nico One Shot. Probably. That's probably what happened. They're not human bad, they're AI bad? You mean you think AI wrote the theories? Jesus. Okay, I'll try not to do that again. That was like a quarter of my health just gone. I think I get what you mean. User nameless 123. It's right there. I swear to God, I need to have some sort of like speed boost in the beginning. It's to the point where I literally can't survive if I don't have if I don't have any sort of boost. Base speed doesn't cut it anymore. I should really be conserving my energy for outrunning the roaring. You stopped watching Smosh, then Anthony left? You were the thing keeping the relationship together. Why didn't you... Why didn't you stay? Oh no, my controller turned off. I forgot I had the controller on. Whoops. You know what I wouldn't mind doing later? I can do another stream on this whenever. But, oh my god. Wow, $24.99 Ron? Rate seals 1 out of 10? Seals. I love seals. I love seals because of my buddy Dapper, who made me appreciate seals. They're I'm gonna give them a solid 10 out of 10. Seals are awesome. They're big, they're plump and round. They look cute. Yeah, you ever look at a seal and they just have like the saddest, sopping, wettest eyes, and you just think, oh, they're such a water doggy. Wow. Okay. Cobble Souls, eventually. Again, now that I have Wi-Fi and I'm in college, I plan on taking advantage of the fact that I can stream to get easy content out. I say easy content. Streaming is fun, actually. I enjoy looking at chat and autopiloting. Maybe one day I can do, Mario Maker viewer levels. Would we be excited for Mario Maker viewer levels? You submit levels, and I play them. I wanted to do that. Shout out to this one streamer I used to watch, Hylian Fiend, on Twitch. Twitch.tv/HylianFiend. That was the... And I don't mean any shade to Pixel when I say this. Hylian Fiend was the first Australian I've ever seen. And they're probably going to be my favorite Australian because they played my Mario Maker levels. I was an active viewer of them. It was fun. But at the time, I was 13, and they were an adult. And I remember thinking, maybe it's weird that I'm some random child on the internet. Maybe they wouldn't like that. So eventually, I stopped watching, and I'll try and Hylian Fiend, if you're watching this, I'll try and be a viewer again now that I am in college. Salutations. Oh yeah, that's Gray's thing, isn't it? Or wait, are they still... Wait, who are they now? Are they still Gray or am I stupid? Someone changed their name to something. Maybe I'm thinking of... Ugh, I'll never know. I'll never know. Australians don't exist. You say that a lot for... Then who am I on phone with every night? Come on, be for real. If Australians weren't real, then who would be Pixel Worldians? You know what? New theory. Pixel Worldians is AI generated. Yeah, Pixel Worldians doesn't actually exist. It's just Finember with an AI voice changer. A British person? Okay, you know what? Fine, you win. Oh my god, can I get the something good? Please. I need anything. On 100 meters, boost ring, boost ring, boost ring. Jesus! Oh, and now I have bad items. On close call, gain energy. On close call, gain boost. On close call... Fine, boost. Jesus, what a terrible... what terrible items. I just want the pig that gives me infinite speed when I have enough money. Actually, it is nice to be able to just do stuff like that to get boost. Look how easy this is. Oh my god. That's so much boost right there. And then I can get the sparks, which, for some reason, I forgot that they're Nico one-shot light bulbs. I've gotten so used to sparks being the light bulbs that I've just never even... I don't call it out anymore. An Australian person reminded me of Zed Mordio. He's this guy that made a dog-shit conservative Christian cover of Believer by Imagine Dragons, got sued for it, and he hates Australians. I should get viewer questions, distort them greatly, then put them on a wheel and bombard Pixel with questions that get chosen. What do you mean distort them? Like, I have them appear on the screen, and they're all like... do I drown them? should I drown my viewers? A worse cover of Not Like Us. You know, critties are always going to exist. It's something I had to come to terms with. There was this one person a bit ago. I forgot who they were, but Undersquad told me that this person existed, and I went and I found their channel, and I looked at them. They had videos like ranking the hottest Deltarune characters, which at first doesn't sound bad, but for some reason they put all the children in S tier. and then I checked their Twitter. Never. They say never go on Twitter. I want to extend that to never check a critty's Twitter. First things first, Charlie Kirk was murdered by the left. Okay. That sounds like a parody. It is a parody. Well, it's a cover, but it sounds like an ironic parody. That's... I'll believe that person's legit when they say that, but that's funny. Jesus Christ, why are there explosions everywhere? I'm glad I have like 1 billion health. I have all this health down. Do I just get health? Why is there so much? Yeah, look at that. I would take so much more damage in the past. I guess I'm just invincible now. I'm... Like that one clip of Star-Lord and his dad. I love referring to that as Chris Pratt Dolly Zoom so much. It's just Chris Pratt Dolly Zoom is my favorite. What?
Now I know that sounds bad.
Oh yeah, haste is modded, so every time I hit something is a metal pipe sound effect. Oh, we're in the white land. Welcome to white space. You've been here for as long as you can remember. I think... Oh my god. Help. The farther we get, the harder it gets, because I think the object frequency gets higher. As well as the speed of the roaring. Penumbra Phantasm. I forget Penumbra Phantasm exists and is like a Toby Fox theme. If I recall, Penumbra is just the a part where a shadow starts, like the edges of a shadow where it starts to fade, right? Or is it the deeper part of a shadow? I think the penumbra is the edges of a shadow. It hurt me to not own Deltarune. What? Now I know that sounds bad. Oh my god. See, this is what I mean when I say the roaring is the roaring. This is terrifying. I'm going as fast as I can. Jesus! There is shit everywhere. Explosions falling, giant red balls of death, objects appearing out of nowhere. And between everything, I have Nico one-shot light bulbs to give me speed. Oh my god, objects are appearing randomly. That's why they're just fucking happening. That's so annoying. I tried gooning, parentheses, I went to hell. If you couldn't guess, the title came before the video. Otherwise, that video wouldn't exist. So everyone needs to think, was I 16? 16-year-old Chaos Gods' brain. On perfect landing at Sparks. That's a good one. That gives us a bunch of money. It's not picking up Sparks, but it does give us some cash. It would be nice if that's how it worked. I'm looking at it right now, actually. Hold on, I think it might. I think I do get Spark collection from... Oh my god, Sparks collected from that. Is that crazy? I can get boosts from just landing. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh my god. Help! Get these stupid giant... I hate these. I hate those. Oh my god! So I have to admit something. I'm not as good at the game as I would like to be. Uh-oh. Well, that happens to the best of us. Oh, are we talking about Azrael Knight now? Des Azrael Amalgam Knight Theory. Okay. Okay, why not? Des Azrael Amalgam Knight Theory. That's a funny name. Like, Des and Azrael fused? You know what I wouldn't mind? You know that idea that... You know that Des is a human theory? You can combine that with the idea of Des and Azrael fused. Because they're humans. Have I played Be a Silly Seal on Roblox? I have not. In fact, I don't even have Roblox installed anymore ever since Pressure. If I'm being honest. It's been a while since I've played Roblox myself. I hate to say it, but I might just be a fake Roblox fan. Trailmakers? What's Trailmakers again? Amalgam Night Theories feels like neo-libertarian phalangism theory? Not theory, phalangism. You know what? I'll say that makes sense. You're onto something. %10 increased speed. Jesus, help. Help me. Uh-oh. Help. It's getting me. What's nice is that I have a lot of health, so even if the roaring tries to get me, I'll only die if I get too lost in the roaring. But I won't take damage from I won't die from the damage I take from just being in the roaring. There we go. Oh my god. I think I meant to mention this earlier. But I forgot. What would we think if I were to show off my Tomodachi Life island? My Tomodachi Life 2 Living a Dream Island. The US government using Versus Susie on a Donald Trump post? Yeah, I heard of that. I heard it from... Where did I hear it from? I think I heard it from Weebear, one of Weebear's videos. Did I hear it from Weebear? I'm trying to think of who talked about it, but Weebear is the only Deltarune YouTuber I use for, like, news and trivia, if I'm being honest. Shout out to Weebear. I love Weebear. They use Black Knife. Trump just has a history of using copyright music. Or at least Trump's team. I kind of just don't care when I hear about what they used. It's cool, don't get me wrong. But hearing that Trump's team used Versus Susie just doesn't feel the same as, like, when you would hear that some random news station used Sans for a documentary or something. Hey, it's Undersquad. This is the one time people support Sebastian Wolf. Oh, yeah, no, of course. Sebastian, please. You have to be the lesser of two evils here. Copyright striking fucking the President of the United States is the funniest thing ever. I guess it would be more funny if we actually liked the President. But this is literally the most unpopular president ever. In the history of keeping track of popularity, that is. Maybe there was a less popular president when, I don't know, before they kept track of it. But in the records, oh whoops, how much health was I at? I just ran into a tree. In the records, oh, this is a minus 100 health fragment. So if I took one hit, I was dead. But you get around that just by taking damage. How did Trump even become president? The first time he had like an actual campaign. The second time, I think the only reason Trump is president is because every Republican would vote for Trump, but not every Democrat wanted to vote for Kamala. And just the fact that there was so much more like united on the voting for Trump than the left was voting for Kamala is the reason that Trump got elected again. I saw too many people who were just like, I'm not gonna vote, which, look, I totally get not wanting to vote. You have a privilege too. But also, the fact that you didn't vote is the reason that we currently have Trump a second time. So, oh my god, I'm gonna lose. Help, help, no, no. No, Nico one shot, please. Get out of the roaring. Hit like, comment, subscribe to save Nico one shot from the roaring. Oh my god. Oh, hydration night. I haven't drunk my water today. You're right. Let me go and grab my water. I'll be right back. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. water fan, if I'm being honest. I've drunken water for... Ugh. How long have I drunk water for? 3 years? Because drinking soda made me feel like a chud. Chud just means cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. I'm just using slang. Oh god, anyone know fucking... What is it? Calc stands for calculator. You know what happens in chapter 7? Yeah, me too. It's called the ending. The knight dies. You think the knight's gonna die? This could be genuine. Why do you think the knight's gonna die? Oh my god. Oh my god. You're back? Ooh, I hate to say it, but I did just dox your phone number, address, your parents' phone number, social security number, credit card information, debit card information. I also doxed your Epic Games account, just because I thought that was funny. And I will make you more scared by saying that only one of those things is true. So you get to figure out what of yours I actually doxed. I'll give you a hint. It's not your Epic Games account. Fortnite Night Theory. Asgore kills the knight because of his dialogue. Right, because Asgore was talking like, I'll find whoever's opening these fountains and parade their body around town. Oh my god. How fast is the damn roaring? However fast the roaring is, Nico is faster, but this is still so scary to just be caught in that every time I enter a fragment and don't have enough sparks to live. Okay. What if you're the knight? Ugh. That'd be scary, because that would mean you die. That means Asgore wants to parade your body around town. Do we think that Chris... How many of the fountains do we think Chris opened? We have Chris going around opening fountains for the night, sure, but... we can assume that, like... the fact that the lighting was different in Susie's Dark World, unless we see Susie open a new Dark World, not in a place where a Dark World was already open in the past, I don't think it's... I think that it's worth mentioning that I think the reason the lighting is different in the Church Dark World the second time is because it's Susie's Dark World is attached to the Knight's Dark World, because the Dark World from the main church foyer happened because the Dark World from the behind the doors seeped into the other room. I think the fact that those two darknesses mix, because it's like Susie's fountain and the Knight's fountain are just different things. I have to assume that's the only reason the lighting was different, and that's why Susie was orange and Chris was... what color was Chris again? Was Chris a weird green? It's been a while since I've played through Chapter 4. Can I say, Chapter 4 felt so long. Chapter 4 was the size of an actual chapter, and then like half of another chapter. What if the knight is Nightmare from Undertale? What, Nightmare? When you say Nightmare, do you mean... Right. No, I know Nightmare. That's the snowman from the icy word search. Jesus! Uh-oh. Help. Oh my god. Run, Nico! Run! Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Peter Griffin Night Theory. Is this my live chat now? Are we just saying words in Night Theory? Well, you know what? Fuck. What was my favorite intro to a short? One of my favorite intros to a short was what was it? It was, what do you think of the Chris Noel's Soul Amalgamation Night Theory? Because it was just like it was a combination of words, and I thought that was hilarious. And then I just slapped theory at the end, and suddenly it all makes sense. Like, oh, that's just, oh, I get it now. That's what the theory is. Top chat. Do I have a live chat? Fan funding? Oh, I can click on this one specifically. Interesting. Let me check my live chat in case anyone's not coming in through top chat, because that happens to some people depending on their name. Chaos Pass Paradox Gulpin Theory? Oh my god. Jesus. I look away for 1 second. I fucked up. Oh, right. Tin Man King, that's who you are. You had the knife theory. Yeah, knife theory is cool. I like the idea that if the knight is in fact a darkener, I think a knife would be the best thing for the knight to be. It's cool. Oh dear lord. Usually, by this point, I have a lot of speed. I've never had to focus this much while just playing haste. Usually I autopilot, and that ends up being me running into shit for a while. Bye, Split Yum. Is it Spilt Yum? Huh. Anyways, I think I mentioned this, but I accidentally went off topic very quickly. I want to show off my Tamagotchi Life Island later. Ooh, you know what? Fuck, I can't. You know why? My Tamagotchi Life Island is very, let me just say that some of the island lingo isn't like, it would get my stream taken down. Okay? Don't worry. No slurs. I think I only have the slurs I'm allowed to say on my island, but there is a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't mention on stream in my island lingo. Anyone know what a bad dragon is? Yeah, I refer to products made by the company. Was it the company? I refer to products made by Bad Dragon. And if you don't know, don't look it up. Gross. The girl with hope crossed on her heart is Susie, and at last the girl's Noelle. I get the idea that you know what? Yeah, because there's the three heroes of the prophecy, and then there's the girl, and the girl gets to be Noelle. That's neat. I like that. I can get behind that. Ooh, on perfect landings, 10% chance to get 250 sparks. Can I get the money trough, please? Give me, just please. I want anything to give me the speed I need to stop dying. Oh my god. Why? Fine. On spark pickup, invincibility. Jason Momoa? More like Jerona. I love Jason. You know what I could do? I could totally show off my Tamagotchi Life Island from my 3DS. I don't have a 3DS, but I do in fact have, is it Citra? Citra. I have Citra. A Blingo Blizzard. I'm a Blingo Blizzard fan. Ooh, yeah. Noelle can't have hope crossed on her heart. Because her whole thing is, oh yeah, and wait, Susie is the one who holds the pin of hope, right? At least said by Gerson. Gerson, who wrote something based off the prophecy. I think if Gerson says, you're the second hero from the prophecy, I think we can take Gerson's word for it. I used to be a fan of I used to subscribe to the idea that Susie wasn't the second hero and that the prophecy is already broken. I don't really agree with that anymore. Just because I think that it makes a lot of. I just think that wouldn't be. It's a cool idea. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the route that Deltarune's taking, we just wouldn't really have. If Susie wasn't the hero, there would have been more evidence for it by now. And Chapter 5, of course, it's just set up, but I feel like we would get more ideas that Susie isn't actually supposed to be here if Susie wasn't the girl. It really just feels like predetermination is the idea for Deltarune so far, and I think that predetermination is lame, but I like what Toby's doing with it, so it's a nice narrative, what old Fox is setting up. Oh my god, I looked away for a second. I ran into 3 suns. I forgot to read something from earlier. Whoops. I don't actually know any species of seal. Do sea lions count? Can I say sea lions? That's what seals are, right? I like them because they kind of just spam emotes, you know? I love all the videos of sea lions just kind of like doing shit. They're so silly. This is in fact Nico one shot. Are you Johnny Pepsi? I respect that so much. Johnny Pepsi. What do you call it if a kangaroo and a sheep crossbreed? I don't know. I don't think I've heard this one. A woolly jumper? You know what? I like that. Someone pin that in the comments below. What if Spamton is a serial killer? We see the Noel suit, not the Noel suit, the Neo suit, which looks like Mettaton Neo's dead body, and he sells the Thorn Ring. I wouldn't go as far as to say Spamton's a serial killer, but I do think that Spamton is a dumpster diver and just sells garbage, you know? I think that's probably what the Thorn Ring was. I think the Thorn Ring... Spamton did not make the Thorn Ring. Spamton knows it's weird, but I don't think Spamton knows... Spamton sees everything as his chance to get big. I think he found a Thorn Ring in a dumpster because whoever had it before thought, man, what a shit item. It's draining my health, and threw it away. Ooh, okay. Scary idea, right? What if Des originally wore the Thorn Ring? And that could be some narrative garbage right there. Des wore the Thorn Ring, and yes, us giving it to Noel is actually really fucked up, because that'd be cool. I have no evidence for this so far, beyond just the fact that Spamton lives in a dumpster, sold us the Thorn Ring from a dumpster, and I think the idea that whoever had the Thorn Ring originally threw it away because they thought it was a shit item is funny. Asriel and Des did the weird route. I could see them doing that. Aw, man. Des, we're not strong enough. We need to start grinding XP. Could you imagine if Azrael was the one to say that? That fucking nerd. What if Temmie's been to the Dark World? And somewhere for Undertale and Deltarune Creator 45, Temmie was selling painting of Dark World characters, which could mean Temmie has done the weird route. Oh goodness. I think that Temmie in Deltarune obviously knows just as much as Just as probably it just has as much meta knowledge as Temmie from Undertale. And when I say Temmie from Undertale, I mean Shop Temmie, who knows how many times you died and can adjust the price of your armor accordingly. But, oh my goodness. Ow. Fun fact, Temmie's voiced by Temmie. That's cool. I think we should put that on walls somewhere. Okay, fine. More health, yeah. I don't get any damn speed, but sure. I love spark builds, don't get me wrong. I love builds that are dependent on you getting sparks, but your run could be over simply because you didn't pick up enough sparks. It is pretty cool that, oh my god. Every time I land, I am technically getting sparks. If I could get a second, like, landing gives you sparks things, I would double my, I would double it. I would double it and give it to the next person. And then I would walk in with a mustache and say, hello, I am the next person. Ooh, what is this? And I would take it and I would say, ooh, thank you very much. Where's that one video of the guy who's like, do you want 2 sushi platters? You want to double it and give it to the next person. And he goes, I'll double it and give it to the next person. And then he walks in with like, he just like walks in with a different jacket and is just like, hey, like he's already happy to see them. You ate my sparks. Now I'm gonna starve. I hope you starve. You know what, yeah. Between SpongeBob and Patrick, sorry, between Dapper and I'm SpongeBob. Dapper gets to be Patrick. You like Patrick? I'll tear off your nutsack and nail it to my door. Ow. Look at all these snow graves appearing from the ground. You know, I've seen people say that, I think something interesting about the Weird Route is that it's abusing game mechanics. When Noelle says that Snowgrave is a spell she doesn't know, it's a spell she's not supposed to know at that level. We grind XP and Noelle levels up and she automatically learns Snowgrave, but in Chapter 2, she just doesn't know she doesn't know that spell. She doesn't think she knows it at least. But Snowgrave is actually supposed to be like a Chapter 7 spell. Because let's be honest, even for just Chapter 2, Noelle is an overpowered character. It makes sense that she can learn one of the most strongest spells in the game. And the fact that once we got to Chapter 5, Rouse and Susie both just had new spells. I forget what Rouse's was, but Susie had Scythemare. I love Scythemare. I love scythes. Snowgrave might be in Chapter 6. If we think Snowgrave is a Chapter 6 spell, that would be cool, but I think that Snowgrave just has too much effects going on to be, to not be, one of the last spells you use or learn. Oh my god. Why is my frame rate low? What's this? Why is my... And now it's back to... Oh no! Nico, no! Revive song. Okay, yeah. And it's pretty good. Revive song's kind of crazy. I think that, like, Chapter 6 will come around. Sure, we might get some new spells. I'm actually on the side of Chapter 6 won't have any Dark Worlds. I like the idea that Chris doesn't want Noelle getting involved in Dark Worlds for whatever reason. But something specifically I thought about was the idea that what if, to stop Noelle from entering the Dark World come Chapter 6, right? Chris seals the Grand Fountain. And the reason I say this is because I want you to picture with me just how... I want you to picture Susie entering the closet to show Noelle, and then when they get in there, it's empty. Like it's just a regular empty closet. X/ might be exclusive to Chris. Maybe. I think X/ is weird. X/ isn't a spell; it's an act. I think X/ is just is something to do more with Spamton than like a move Chris can just learn. But oh my goodness, I think X/ could come back. Hi Cordy, you have a theory? I should check my Discord real fast in case I've gotten a few. Look at that. Okay, back to looking at chat. Well, what's your theory? Cordy's tired. Yeah, it could explain why Rouse doesn't use Fire Shock, even though Rouse has Fire Magic. Just because, yeah, I agree. Keiki plays. There's too many mysteries in Castletown. I just think, okay, look at it from look at what Toby does so far. Toby's setting up to enter Castletown come chapter 6 with Noelle. I think that the only reason that we would have that is so there's a delay to us entering Castletown. And obviously we would enter Castletown at the end of the chapter, and it would be half the chapter is split between like the light world where we would finally get versus Susie reprise and of an actual the Susie fight. There's a couple things I could mention along with like the Lancer having a lot of parallels to Chris, and especially between Lancer and Susie's relationship. It's kind of similar to Chris and Susie's a lot. So the idea that the Lancer, I didn't even mention. Okay, there's this theory I was gonna put together a while ago. I scripted the entire thing and thought, oh my god, I hate this. This sucks. So I never made it. But the idea was pretty much like chapter 1 foreshadowing the entire events of Deltarune, which was it's a neat thing to me. Just because it would. My God, I don't want to talk about theories. I don't have it in me to think about all my evidence right now, especially if I'm currently running for Nico One Shot's life. Just look what happens whenever I. Look what happens when I talk about a theory I don't know. Ah, right. So, we're the only ones that can steal the fountain, like the player's soul, being the red thing and all. Ooh. I just realized. Is the red soul even a soul? Cause I just thought about it for a bit. It's just kind of like said, oh yeah, this is your soul, the culmination of your being. I'm sure, oh whoops, I'm dead. I'm sure that's what souls are, the culmination of beings, but I wonder if they're the reason the player soul is so fucking weird. Because the fact the player soul is controlled by a player just it gives me this idea that maybe if there were other humans in Deltarune, then they would also be controlled by a player. And I guess since I'm dead, I'll end stream soon. But let me finish talking for a bit. Since there are player souls in Deltarune, the idea that would be that all humans have a player controlling them, And the reason there's only one player and one human in Deltarune is specifically because Deltarune's a one-player game. And if Deltarune did have other players in the world, then it would become an MMORPG, and that would be the funniest thing ever. Could you imagine that? An MMO JRPG inspired MMORPG. That's a lot of letters. Okay. It's reaching 12. I've got to start putting clothes on. Also, I think I've ranted for so long. I'm starting to... I've been talking for so long consistently. I'm starting to lose... I'm starting to lose my mind. It's about time for me to stop streaming. Ugh. This was fun. This was nice. I will try and stream again at some point. The next time I try streaming will probably be with Keiki Plays for TS Underswap. That's what it is. All right. Goodbye, everyone.